Come with me.
Okay, my friends, well, as part of my little going back to where I started, this is the place where I spent 14 years of my life. Sometimes 7 days a week, quarter to 7 to quarter to 7, or quarter to 11 to quarter to 7. I was all over this place. And it was hot. It was a hot job. I believe it reached around 120 or so inside the place when all the machines are running. Sometimes I'd sneak out. I don't know if we can get a view up there. Up there is a little bit of a fire escape. Sometimes I sit on that fire escape. They try to escape for a little bit. If I can get around this building here. Looks like they got a lot more stuff going on. What was going on when I was here? They've been closed for a while, but it looks like they're working on something in here. Yep. It'd be nice if they let me in so I can look inside for a little bit. Bring back a lot of memories, but I'm not sure. Stay in school, boys and girls. You end up working in a place like this. This used to be the maintenance shop. All my friends used to hang out. Loading dock area. I used to drive a forklift over there. So all the trucks would come in and they'd bring all the goods and stuff in from China or whatever, and wow. Trucks would back up and I would bring my forklift around and unload all the trucks. Funny thing is a lot of the trucks would come from different countries. So when they came in from different countries, they'd also come in with different animals in the truck. So sometimes we'd have gigantic cockroaches. Sometimes there would be gigantic rats or mice or whatever upon other kind of rodents. But yeah, look at the garage doors have been destroyed. But there's another one of my little spots up there that I used to hang out and sit there on the roof. I'd go all the way up there, sit at the end. Usually read my Bible, my feet hanging off the end of that top of this building. If you look at the building, it's not the smallest building in the world. But I'd go all the way up the top, sit right there at the end of that fire escape, just look over the edge, read my Bible and think about life, where I was gonna be, where I was gonna end up. A lot of hours, 14 years. 14 years, a lot of years to work at a place that wasn't the greatest place in the world to work at. I'm gonna try to walk around and see if I can get to my my regular entrance where I would go in. I don't know whether or not I can get in there or not, but I seen everything in this place. It was pretty crazy. Had to take people into the hospital missing fingers. They would get into fist fights. Used to have to break up the fist fights. I was a union official, so I had to take care of the people that worked here. And let's just say that sometimes they weren't the nicest people in the world. This was actually my entrance right here. I would use main entrance. Yeah, I would park my car over here, across the street. I would go in right over here. Let's see if I can get over to the other loading dock area. like I said, they changed a few things. There's a few things that are totally different. Like this door over here, it's a garage door. This is a garage door. Looks like it's new. I don't recall it ever being here before. It does look like there's an opening on the side, but there's people working here. I don't want to. I'd give anything to be able to look inside and see what's going on. See if the machinery's still there or the stuff's still there that I used to work with. It's a say over here. Smile, you're on camera. Yeah. This is the second loading dock area. This is where they would drop off the chemicals and other things like that. And I have to drive my forklift in through the side and around to the other side. But every day I drive in, and this would be where I'd pull in at night. So I don't know, with no parking. I don't know if it's private property or not. I don't want to mess with. Maybe I can walk up to the gate so I can get a look at the parking lot. I haven't. What has it been, like 20 years? If not more. I don't even know anymore. Yep, this is where I park my car, and there's a little ramp down the side with the entrance where I can go down. And I mean, I worked with a lot of nice people, but there was also a lot of people that had a lot of problems. Let's just say, in order to work sometimes 12-hour to 24-hour shifts, you had to do certain things in order to keep yourself awake. So this wasn't the greatest environment to be working in. But I did it. Take care of my family. That's kind of cool. Right here on the ground here is one of the fans that they used to use to keep us cool in the summertime and the wintertime, because it was so hot in there. They would blow the fan. They put the fans on us, but unfortunately the fans were blowing like 120-degree temperature on us. You got a fan blowing 120 on you with the machines running, and yeah, didn't make for a good 12-hour shift. Not at all. I'm wondering what they're putting in here now. There are people still driving forklifts and stuff. It's kind of cool. I just saw some people over there, and they're moving around. Well, a couple of those people look like people that used to work with me. Wow, that would be crazy if they're still here. This place has been closed for, I think, 10 years, not longer. I don't know, my mind is always off, but so ironically, this place would be working full blast, and I don't know if I can show you the smokestacks when I come around this corner over here, but the chemicals we use in this place were not good. A lot of people died of cancer. There was a chemical that we used to use. It was a powder, and powder, we used to have to wear a respirator in order for so the powder would not stick to our lungs. And this stuff was dangerous. If you got it wet, okay, this is a strange thing. Like, you could add water to it, but you could not add it to water. No, is that backwards? No, it's backwards. Okay, you could add it to water, but you could not add water to it, meaning we'd have to dump this chemical into a vat of water and everything would be fine. But if we didn't, then what would happen is there would be literally a smoke explosion of sorts, where we'd have to evacuate the building because the fumes were so bad that people would just, they'd fall over, and the chemical itself, the powder, would catch on fire instantly. So we would have smoke, fire, and the funny thing is sometimes they tell us to evacuate the building, and sometimes they'd have us work right through everything. You know, while everything was going on, we would still be working. And well, wait, look, if you go, okay, so over here, right around this corner here, this is actually, I should be able to get a really good shot of this, because all this stuff is like wide. Wow, what a mess, what a mess. So where it says number 4 over there, little preschool lesson for you, where it said number 4, those are the loading docks that I would have to load the trucks full of the materials of camouflage for the military. We used to print camouflage for the military here, all different kinds. Desert Storm, we were printing. So if any soldier in the military was wearing camouflage back in the 90s, more than likely I had my hands somewhere on this. Those things right here on the ground, these little blue things, white things, those are called boxes. The actual material would fall down into the boxes, and we would have to carry these boxes all around the place. But if you notice at the bottom, I don't know if I can get to the bottom of that box right there. Let me see. Yeah, I can't get that close. The forklift forks would actually fit perfectly right underneath the bottom of it. But yeah, this is the building that I spent most of my time in. I would when I was done doing what I was doing, I would actually come over and I would park my forklift on the other side, and I tried to get a couple minutes sleep before the supervisor came by and caught me sleeping. Luckily, my supervisor was one of the greatest people in the world. So he would catch me, and when he came over and caught me, he just slapped the top of my forklift and be like, "Hey, let's go, time to wake up." You know. Well, sometimes he just walk by. Sometimes he just walk by and let me sleep. So, I mean, it wasn't the worst. It sure wasn't the best, believe me. Unfortunately, my family and myself, my body, my mind took a toll in this place. Too many hours, too much heat, too many chemicals, too many fights, too much drugs, too much a little bit of everything. The second building, not this one over here, but that one over on that side, right over here, was the main building. This is where I spent a lot of my time kind of just talking to the guys that were printing the material. The material would be printed in that building over there, and then it would be carried over to this building over here, and all of the camouflage material would be stocked in this building, then loaded onto the trucks and shipped wherever. So I would spend a lot of time just driving back and forth. But before that, I was a assistant printer. I was a back tender. I worked in the tubing department, where they would put the actual material on the tubes. And that thing over there, actually, that metal thing over there is actually a dryer. Wait, let me see. Is that a dryer, or is that, no, it's a can. Looks like a dryer. It's not a dryer, it's the cans. But wow, they really, I have no idea what they're doing to this place, but yeah, it didn't look like that. And I mean, granted, it was probably one of the filthiest places I've ever worked at in my life. The bathrooms in this place, if you were to go in there and pour, and I would do this just because, if you poured a cup of lemonade on the floor in the bathroom, and then shut off the lights and shut the bathroom door, and waited about maybe 5-10 minutes and opened up the bathroom door, you would find that room, that bathroom that I was in, covered in cockroaches. I mean, literally hundreds of cockroaches. And we're not talking like little tiny cockroaches, we're talking big cockroaches, because they were coming in on the trucks from different countries and different places and everything. And I guess they were actually growing, or what's my proper wording for growing? Let's see. They were mating. They were living. They were living the dream in there. There's a smokestack, and the funny thing is that while I was working here, they ended up building this, which I think is the new case school. So I mean, you're looking at a place that used to be spitting out chemicals from a smokestack up there, the smell of these disgusting fumes, and then you would have, during the day, children actually going to school here, breathing in that air, and I don't know. It wasn't a good thing. It was not a good thing. That's all I gotta say. I like to come back here every once in a while just to appreciate where I am now. You know, every once in a while you gotta remember where you came from. And for 14 years, this is where I was at. And let's just say I'm not a big fan of the heat. And it was hot. It was really, really hot. So I was able to get on the property, but a couple of the guys were really nice. They told me I could go inside and look around and see the things that were in there, but unfortunately, kind of like back in the day, you have that one supervisor that like, no video footage on the property here. You know, people coming everywhere to take video footage. You know, like, people are coming miles around just take video footage of a building that's falling down. But hey, out of respect, you ask permission. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I'll take this one as a win anyway. At least I got on the property. Oh yes, they don't even have the windows up there anymore. This used to be the worst, because when they used to do this with this mesh stuff on the windows, probably about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, every single mosquito in the world would kind of gather together on your back while you were actually doing your job, and you would just get eaten alive. Eaten alive. There was nothing stopping it. Nothing. Yeah, lovely. Tell me that keeps anybody safe or keeps anything in or out. Yeah, that ain't working. But hey, it was nice to come back. Like I was explaining to the guys over here, there's a couple of nice guys over here that I was talking to for a while, and they were like, you know, why are you here? What's going on? I was like, you know, I just want people to see where. Sometimes I like to come back to places to remind myself where I came from. And then you kind of reflect on where you're at now and think of it, is it a better place or is it worse? So don't forget where you came from. Never forget where you came from. You know, some people, they change jobs, they change lifestyles, they get blessed in certain ways, and then they completely forget what it was like to have to work in a place like this. It was a nightmare, and unfortunately, I guess the people that are working over here now, they're working for a supervisor that, according to them, they're like, if you catch them on a good day, you catch them on a good day. If you catch them on a bad day, you catch them on a bad day. Well, I guess I caught him on a bad day, but hey, out of respect, it's his job to do what he's got to do, and it's my job to respect that as a person, as a teacher, as a law-abiding citizen. This is private property, so we gotta stay off the property. Yeah, so this was where I spent almost a little over 14 years of my life. So the funny thing is there's the mill right there. There's a smokestack, and there's where all the chemicals and smoke used to go into the air, and depending on where the wind blew, it would be blowing on over here to Matthew J. Cuss Middle School. So if your children were going to school here back in the late 90s, well, actually this was after the late 90s. If your children went here while this other place was running, they were probably breathing in the chemicals that were going into the air from those smokestacks right there. So if your kids didn't go here, I'd be thankful. That's all I gotta say about that, because that stuff was deadly, treacherous. I was talking to a couple of guys over there, and I actually remembered a couple of people that I used to work with, and they were telling me how many people have passed away just because of throat cancer from not wearing the protective gear, or even wearing the protective gear. We don't know, but it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. So on to my next stop. So after I got out of work, I would come here, and after a hard night, I'd be a little stressed out, a little confused. I wasn't really sure where my life was going. I wasn't the happiest person in the world. And not only would I come here to pray and talk to God and kneel down and light candles and stuff, but this was also where me and my wife got married. We didn't even go to this church. We actually picked it because it was one of the prettiest and most nostalgic churches in the area. I'm gonna see if I can get across the street here, see if they'll let me in. We got a crosswalk here that people ain't gonna let me go. Yeah, I did a little sprint there. I don't want these people to be waiting. Let's see if where I used to go is actually still open. I used to walk right down to this path and used to be able to get into the basement of the church from, I want to say over here. Let's see what this says over here. Hours change, shrine closed Monday until further notice. Are they open? They are open. Are they open or not open? Let me see. So that was nice. Had a little conversation with a couple of the people that work here, and real nice ladies. Told them I was married here, told them I used to come down here and pray down here after I got out of work because my life wasn't really going so well. And the question I asked for them, I was like, I always wondered, you know, this is their holy water section. I wanted to know, does the priest bless the plumbing? And they said no. So so if you ever wanted to know what's the truth about the holy water is, I guess at this church, at St. Anne's Church, is that when this thing fills up, the priest will come by and actually bless the little holder here in the bottom, not the plumbing. He's not blessing the plumbing. But they did tell me that the shrine is actually different now, and supposedly really beautiful now. I'm gonna try to be quiet because I don't even know if anybody's in here praying. But yeah, I used to walk in here every morning, Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturdays and Sundays. Wow, this is different. Yeah, there's nobody here, so I can talk as loud as I want. No, I'm gonna talk as loud as I want. So I would come in. Unfortunately, God forgive me, I did not have a lot of money, and they would ask for donations, and to light a candle, you would have to put some money in the thing. I don't even see them anymore. I don't even see the little money boxes. But I would come down here and I would light a candle, and I believe I think it was a donation of anything, whatever they wanted to give. And I would, whatever I had in my pocket, whether it be a dime, quarter, dollar bill, whatever it was, I would put it in the little holder. I don't see the holders. And I would light a candle, pray for myself, for people. It was quite the thing. Each one of these statues is, I guess, a this is new. This definitely wasn't here when I used to come in. I don't recall that at all, unless my memory is totally shot, which also was a possibility. Cool thing is where me and my wife were married is upstairs, and actually the staircase is right here. This is yep, I think this is it right here. The staircase where I stood waiting for my wife to come in so I could walk in and we could get married. I'm talking way too loud, but you know what? Whatever. I was even telling them, I'm like, you know, we didn't even belong to this church. but because the church itself was so beautiful, we actually joined the church in order to get married here. We wanted it to be something beautiful, something special. Yeah, we joined the church to so we could get married. Yes, it does look very different. If I remember correctly, I think the altar was pushed further back, probably where that green sheet is back there. I think all this stuff was pushed further back. I don't recall any. I'm gonna go right through the pews. They got their Bibles and hymns down here. What do we got here? Well, I haven't seen collection envelopes in like forever. The community hymnal, not the Bible, the hymnal. It's the songbooks. Put that back. It's funny because the only time I think we ever actually came to this church was when we got married. We didn't, like I said, we didn't belong to the church, and I spent a lot of time praying down here for change of life, change of something. And to be honest with you, this was my favorite spot, right over here. I just felt like this was I felt like if I was praying for somebody or praying to somebody, I should be praying to God or Jesus. And this was the best depiction that they had in the place down there. So I would kneel down there, and I would have long, half an hour, 45-minute conversations, talking to God and asking him what my life purpose, what's my purpose in life, what I should be doing. What should I be doing with my life? Should I spend the rest of my life sweating and being miserable and torturing my kids and driving my wife crazy for a couple dollars? And should I take a plunge and use my times, talents, and treasures to take care of children? I'm glad I made my choices. Let's see how that exit. You know, the funny thing is this is a little odd, but Saint Concord. I never read. This is the pagan teenager babysat for Christian families, impressed by her family's Christian faith and witness. She became a Christian. She died a martyr around 258 AD. This thing's been here forever. I never read the sign. I kind of went right to my my go-to spot. I lit my candle, said my prayers. Where is the I want to bless myself. I'm looking to bless myself. Where is it? Oh wait, there it is. Yeah, I always thought it was over here, but I guess not. I guess it's over here on the way in or the way out, depending on how you look at it. And I am definitely, please let there be some water in here. There is some water in here. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. My relationship I have now, not a religion relationship, doesn't really do that, but it's not a bad thing as a reminder that there is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit inside of you, and all of them make up the whole three, make up the one. So yeah, you know what? It's been a rough week. I'm going for number 2. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Wow. 14 years I walked in this place. 14 years I kneeled down, prayed for some kind of change in my life. It took 14 years for a change. And then a little time after that, until I was able to do what I had to do. 14 years. It's a long time. Time goes by fast. You gotta appreciate your time, my friends. Appreciate it. I'm gonna go say bye to the ladies and thank them for letting me come in. Tell them how beautiful the shrine is. They're over here at the old gift shop. So that was kind of cool. I probably should have recorded the ladies. One of them was a former teacher for, I think she said, over 30 years. And she admitted to me right to my face that a preschool teacher, a pre-K teacher work harder than regular teachers. Yes, we are the lunch ladies. We are the trash men. We are the shoe tires. We are we work hard. And she just confirmed it and thanked me for all my hard work. I almost feel like I'm in the military or something. Thank you for your service. And I'm out the door. Hopefully they didn't tow my car. Not still there. Look at this place. I got pictures of, remember the limousine was right over here. And the funny thing is like right after me and my wife got done getting married, I guess the wedding ran a little bit late. So me and my wife were taking pictures and stuff right over here with the family on the staircase and everything. And right where our limo was parked, right behind my limo pulls up a hearse. I guess they had a funeral service right after our wedding. I don't know if that's good luck or bad luck, but we had, as soon as we moved our limo out of the way, the hearse pulled in and yeah, they performed a funeral service. Little fun Mr. Tom fact there. So I'm not gonna get out of the car for this one, but I will tell you that this was the park that I hung around at. Actually, it was this small baseball field that I used to spend most of my time right over here. Sorry, there's a car behind me. They were getting upset. But if you see where the that big mound of dirt right there, well, it's mulch or something now. They used to always have a big mound of, I guess, the stuff to put on the turf, like for home plate or whatever. And while the kids were playing baseball, we would actually climb up and down top of it, like King of the Mountain. That was our big thing. Behind there was a playground. It was actually my original church. Unfortunately, that church has been torn down, but the baseball field's still here. I remember I used to sit right there on those bleachers over there. Let's see if I can get the bleachers. Those picnic tables were not there, but those bleachers were there, and that was the concession stand. Which, my friends, I gotta tell you, if you were into I remember we used to get these gums. They used to be fortune gums. They had the fortune gums over there. You used to be able to get the baseball gums. Everything. Not goldfish. What do they call? Not called goldfish. Are they called goldfish? No, not goldfish. They're gummy fish. Swedish fish. Yeah, Swedish fish, gumballs, all kind of stuff like that. Penny. You go over there, a penny, and then eventually they turn into a dime. Yeah, that's the way the world is. Things should be, prices be going up. I'm illegally doing this. I gotta put the camera down. I wish I had a dash cam. That would make things so much easier. So what I'm gonna attempt to do is go around to where I used to live and get some footage of where I grew up, where I spent most of my life, where all the bad things happen and the good things happen. Usually more bad than good, unfortunately. I'd like to say that it was all good, but it wasn't. So I can make it down Detroit Street over here. If this car doesn't hit me, I'm gonna cut right in front of him. Yeah, that wasn't good. Dangerous. Detroit Street. I'm trying to think. I know if I go down Detroit, I should have went all the way to the end of that driveway there. Actually, wait a minute. Am I on the right? No, this is weird. No, I'm not on the right street. No, the problem is I'm not at the bottom of the street yet. Hang on. I probably still could take a right. I'll keep going straight. I'm gonna go straight down the street. excuse the camera. Oh, wait a minute. This might be perfect. Okay, hold on. So, am I right or am I wrong? Is this the house? Yeah, is this it? Yeah, right here. This house right here is actually, yeah, it's this house right here. Is where, is it this house? My wife's gonna kill me. Yeah, it's this house. Is where I saw my wife for the first time. And a matter of fact, I believe it was those stairs that she came out of the house to talk to me. I was actually up at my uncle's house, and she was outside babysitting, and I was looking out the window, and I saw her out the window, and I asked my uncle who she was, and they were like, "Oh, the lady that lives downstairs, it's her niece, and she's babysitting." And I'm like, "Ah, how do I talk to her?" Yeah, it was right. It was literally like, yeah, it was right there. I'm in the right spot. There's no cars behind me. Nobody's gonna try to kill me. But yeah, yeah, she was playing outside, and I ended up getting the phone number from her aunt, and her aunt gave her my phone number, and she gave me a call that night, and almost 30 years later. But the funny thing is where I lived was right around the corner here. Now, I will tell you that house over there, that one right there, I lived on the second floor by myself when I was 17 years old, 17 and a half. Let's just say when I got old enough to be able to get out of my home with my my lovely parents, I found a way to get my own apartment, which is very lucky I did. So since I did take a left-hand turn up here, I am going to try to drive to the end of this road. This used to be a dead-end street, but there used to be a way to cut through the dead-end street in order to get to the park. So I'd come up over here. Yeah, still here. And there were these rocks here. Let me see if I can do it. Yeah, I can. And if you walk straight through there, you can take a left-hand turn, and you can go walk up right to the park. So that was my little shortcut from my house to the park, right through those little walkway, and it's still here. They built that fence. That fence was this big barricade fence wasn't there, but that was there. All right, people. This is where I lived most of my life. These two houses together, this one over here and this one over here, they were in pretty rough shape, but they're actually joined together by one yard. They were both owned by my mother's uncle. Well, my grandmother to my well, one was my grandmother's. That one over there was my grandmother's. This one over here was my uncle's until my my mother's uncle decided to what's the proper terminology for screwing somebody over? He screwed her over when she got sick. He had her sign over her rights to this house, and he sold both the houses, and he made all the money. They tell me, but I do not remember, but this bottom location over here was the first apartment I believe my parents ever moved into when I was first born, on the first floor. The house got robbed one time, and I guess we moved from there to there. But my grandmother lived up there on the third floor. I gotta tell you, I spent probably some of the best years of my life with my grandmother up there. I used to think this was cool. I used to, this little, I mean, you might not, these trees were not here. I've not been here for a while because this is ridiculous. These trees are humongous. But this little ramp, well, it's not so much a ramp, but it's like a little edge. This used to be a little bit deeper, and then it would come to this wall. I spent a lot of my time sitting on this wall. Back in the day, like breakdancing and stuff was cool. So I would go up the street to, I believe it was Value Land or Almax. I think it was Value Land. And I go grab a couple pieces of cardboard, and we lay the cardboard out on the ground over here, and we'd break dance in front of the house. Yes, Mr. Tom could actually break dance back in the day. Now I'd probably break my neck or my wrist or my head attempting that. But yeah, there's these are the stairs. These are my grandmother's stairs right up there, and she lived on the 3rd floor. She was, I believe, 52 when she passed, and my uncle still, he let her live there rent-free. It was really nice of him and everything. Well, my mother's uncle, real nice of him, since he pretty much robbed the house from her. And then this was my house right over here. This is where I spent most of my life. A lot of yelling, screaming, fighting. Not much love going on up there. And these windows over on the other side are that's where the back hallway used to be. But up top was my living room. It was actually, the living room was over there, and a dining room was over there. And if we go on the other side of the house over here, of course I'm not going to walk on the property because this is private property. It's owned by somebody. This staircase went nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. I have no idea. I never even well, I know I went to the back staircase, but we would never had access to it. But see that air conditioner's up there? This is kind of cool. Like, where that air conditioner is right there was my bedroom. That was my bedroom. That window right there where the air conditioner should be, because my father would only air condition his room. He wouldn't air condition any other part of the house. I would stay in my room and sweat and sweat and sweat. And he would put an air conditioner. We had one air conditioner for the whole house. He would put the air conditioner in his window, so he was nice and cool, so he could get his coolness and his rest and everything. And I'd be over there in that room sweating profusely. That's kind of probably why I cannot stand the summer or the heat to this day. It's not my thing. They did move the mailboxes, I will tell you that. Mailboxes used to be right there, like right here is where the mailboxes were, and now the mailboxes are over there. Probably a better idea because it's closer to the stairs. But what's kind of cool is if you go in the doorway and up the stairs, which they have everything locked now. We didn't have anything locked back in the day, even the doorbell thing. I guess you kind of have to nowadays. We had like a sitting area. There would actually be a bench out in the hallway, and we'd be able to sit on a bench. That's also where I kept my bike. And now I want you to think about this. I was so protective of my bike because, if you get a bike, there's no way Dad's buying you another bike. Something happens to that bike. So I would actually, at like maybe, geez, how old was I? Let me think. Probably would have been 10, 11, 12, around that time. I would have to lug my Schwinn bicycle, my yellow Schwinn bicycle. I asked Dad for a BMX Silver Predator, whatever the case it was, and he bought me a Schwinn, a yellow Schwinn with a red pinstripe with a big gigantic orange flag on the back. And I used to lug that thing. It was so heavy. I used to lug that up 3 flights of stairs and park it in the hallway so nobody was stealing on me. The garage was always full of junk. This, I was told back in the day, used to be a store or a storefront or a store of some sort. But it was, when I was here, my uncle just used to keep trashing it. Filth. The place was dirty and disgusting. There are some kids around the corner over here. I don't want to get beat up. I'm going to come around the corner here. I'm going to be talking to myself. Oh no, they're working on their car. I ain't worried about it. All right, so this is kind of cool and not kind of cool. I guess the deal is that, so my grandmother's house is up there. That window right there was my grandmother's bedrooms, and then this window right over here was my uncle's bedroom. And we spent a lot of time outside, but right over here, where they now have a fence up over here, there used to be no fence. So I used to be able to cut right out of the yard, right down the little grassy knoll here. Let me see. I'm gonna do a little run up. Oh, the cops come get me. Oh, geez, I can't even make it uphill. I can't make it uphill anymore. Yep. So I would. Oh, it's not even there anymore. Right over here. So if you go right over there, there used to be a shed where we used to keep our trash, and I would stand on top of the shed and dance. In my crazy head, I used to think I'd get discovered. Like somebody would come by and drive by and see me singing and dancing like Michael Jackson, and they would discover me dancing on top of this thing. And some of the things you think of when you're little are a little ridiculous. I'm just gonna go around the house over here and see. Get my finger in the way. So around the house to see if I can get up to the window. Yeah, I can see the window from here without stepping on anybody's property. So this tree right here is kind of amazing. It's still here. It's a pear tree, and it actually grows real pears, edible, real full-size pears. And me and my uncle, my grandmother, we used to just eat them. Her kitchen window is right there. And the funny story is she had bad legs and everything, so sometimes she'd open up the window and she'd ask us to come to the window. We would be outside down here playing, running around, playing in the grass, playing football or whatever. And she'd ask us if we wanted some kind of fruit or something. And she'd have, so this is the 3rd floor, and she'd have us standing underneath the window as she threw oranges out the window at us. And I'll tell you, a couple times I got hit in the head with an orange. And yeah, it doesn't feel good to get hit in the head with an orange. But everything's exactly the same, except for the painting and everything. There's the back door. Pretty impressive. Everything's still here. Looks different, but still here. So this is gonna be my last stop. My son has messaged me. He is home. He wants to talk. That's what life does. You grow up, you have a family, you have kids. Every once in a while, though, it's good to come back to where you started out and just remember where you came from. That's my biggest lesson for everybody. No matter where you are right now, no matter what you're doing in your life, whether you're doing better or worse, whatever the situation is, if you're doing better than you were when you were smaller, don't forget where you came from. And don't treat people, well, how should I say this? Treat people the way you want to be treated. Because if you remember your struggles, these people might be having the same struggles you're having. You don't know what's inside somebody's head and inside somebody's heart. So your best bet is to just try to be good to people. Heading back to the car. And that's the end of this video. I had a couple days to reflect on my life. I'm not sure whether or not this is a good thing or a bad thing. I think I need to do a little more delving into some stuff. Definitely brings back a lot of memories. And I'm kind of looking around over here. It's funny because the house across the street, which I believe is this house over here with the little Jesus shrine on it. Yeah, that is the house. We used to have parties all the time, right up on top of that balcony. And actually, the house down there. If I can get down there, they used to have parties at that house down the bottom over there, and they have balconies over there also. And I guess one of the people one time got a little drunk and fell off and died. Yeah, he fell off the balcony, broke his neck. I went to school with the kids. Of course, they were traumatized, and it's a little bit of a mess. I didn't want to end on that note. But I'm back at the car, getting in, getting out. Thank you for viewing. I'm not going to edit this thing too much. You know what? Let people see what I see. What they let them walk a little bit in my shoes for a day as I try to get back to my car without getting hit. Goodbye, my friends.